Have you ever wondered how far someone would go if they were given power? Not real power, just the illusion of it. Back in 1971, a group of volunteers walked into a fake prison in the basement of Stanford University. College kids, smart, polite, normal. 6 days later, they were screaming, crying, breaking down, and some were turning into monsters. This is the Stanford Prison Experiment, and it might be one of the most disturbing psychological studies ever conducted, because it didn't take years, it didn't take months. It took 6 days for everything to fall apart. And the scariest part, nothing was real, but the consequences were. It started with a simple idea. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo wanted to study how people behave in prisons. Was it the prisoners who were broken, or the system that broke them? So he turned the basement of Stanford's psychology building into a fake jail. He recruited 24 healthy, mentally stable male college students, randomly divided them. Half would be guards, the other half prisoners. There were no real crimes, no real sentences, but the simulation that would become very real. On day one, local police actually arrested the volunteers playing prisoners in public, at their homes, in front of neighbors. They were handcuffed, booked, and blindfolded, then taken to prison. And from that moment on, everything changed. When the prisoners arrived, they were stripped naked, sprayed for lice, given uniforms with numbers instead of names. They wore stocking caps to simulate shaved heads. Some even had a heavy chain padlocked around one ankle to remind them that they were no longer free. And the guards, they got sunglasses, batons, khaki uniforms. Full authority, Zimbardo told them. No physical violence, but maintain order. Make them feel powerless. That's all it took. By day 2, the prisoners had rebelled. They barricaded their cell doors with beds, shouted at the guards, refused to follow orders. Guards, who were just students, remember, didn't back down. They responded with fire extinguishers, humiliation, and sleep deprivation. They forced prisoners to do push-ups, clean toilets with bare hands, and simulate sexual acts. One guard, nicknamed John Wayne by the others, began acting like a sadistic movie villain. He used a fake Southern accent and invented punishments that escalated each day. Zimbardo, he didn't intervene. Why would he? He wasn't just the lead scientist anymore. He was playing the role of prison superintendent. And the deeper into the experiment they went, the more everyone forgot it was an experiment at all. By day 4, one prisoner had a complete psychological breakdown. He screamed, cried, begged to leave, and Zimbardo still wasn't convinced he wasn't faking it. It wasn't until the prisoner began sobbing uncontrollably that Zimbardo relented. They removed him, but the damage was done. Guards doubled down. Prisoners went silent. Some even began identifying with their captors. One prisoner told the others, "You can't leave. You signed up for this. This is your reality now." That wasn't true. Any of them could have walked out, but none of them did. On day 6, everything stopped. Zimbardo's girlfriend, fellow psychologist Christina Maslock, came to visit the experiment, and she was horrified. She watched as prisoners shuffled in line with blank stares, while guards barked orders. She confronted Zimbardo, saying, "What you're doing is terrible. These are people. You're letting them suffer." It was the first time someone had seen the situation from the outside and said something. Only then did Zimbardo realize how far he'd gone. He ended the experiment immediately. It was supposed to last 2 weeks. It barely made it 6 days. The aftermath. Zimbardo published his findings and became a household name in psychology. He argued that people aren't born evil, but put them in the wrong situation. Give them a role, some power, and even the most ordinary person can become unrecognizable. Critics pointed out serious flaws. The sample size was small. The guards may have acted out because they thought that's what the researchers wanted. Some even claimed it was more performance than real behavior. But the haunting part? The guards weren't told how to act. They filled in the blanks themselves. The Stanford Prison Experiment is still taught in schools today as a warning. It shows how fragile identity really is, how quickly people conform, and how hard it is to stop once the line between role and reality blurs. It's not just about prisons, it's about any system. Any structure where people feel like they're supposed to obey or dominate. So the next time someone says, "I was just doing my job," ask yourself, How far would you go if someone gave you a badge and told you, keep them in line? Because in the basement of Stanford University, 24 normal college students were given a choice. And in just 6 days, some chose cruelty. Would you? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this just human nature, or the result of a deeply flawed experiment? And if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more strange stories, psychology breakdowns, and the hidden side of human behavior, right here on Semi-Serious.